What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As always, a huge thanks for coming back. We really appreciate you. So today we're going to be jumping back on Bryce's build, and the goal for today's video is to have everything finished welded on the suspension that we built for this truck, which is super exciting because that means we're pretty much done with this truck. As you can see, we have the truss out of this thing because that is right now on Jose's table. And he is basically just tacking on the link mounts, which we had to modify slightly. I had a couple changes that I thought can make him better. So that's what we're working on right now. I guess I should say the main part is that this cutout wasn't lining up exactly with the axle and would have made it pretty hard to weld. It had a pretty big gap. So I wanted to make sure that that was perfect. Get dialed in here in a little bit, but that should be good enough. I'm at 3/8. Great. Alrighty, guys. So Jose got links all re-welded and everything. They fit much better now, and as you can see, we have the links, we have everything. The last thing that we need to tack on there is just going to be the bottom shock mount. But other than that, everything's looking great. We're currently in lunch right now, but once Jose gets back from lunch, he's going to go ahead, tack everything in place. Again, like I said, we triple checked everything. Everything's nice and square, centered, exactly where it needs to go. So once he comes back from lunch, he's gonna go ahead, tack everything in place on the truck, and then we'll go ahead, pull all of this out, and get it all burnt in. And I mean, guys, this is looking great. And then while he's getting everything welded together, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of all these holes drilled out. That way we can also pull this out, finish weld it, and just install it so we can be done with this. I'm so excited, guys. I really can't wait. So yeah, I'll check back in once we start tagging things together. Alrighty, guys, so as you can see, we've got the truck torn back apart, and that's because we're getting all the parts welded. As you can see, Jose got the truss, the 4-link brackets, everything fully welded, and man, this thing turned out beautiful. We also have the shock mounts on here, and I mean, this whole setup is ready to go under the truck. The last thing that Jose was going to weld today is the cross member, which is also pretty close to being done and looking great. Now, while he finishes that, what I got to do is drill the holes for the cross member. And before we took it off, I went ahead and marked all the holes that we gotta drill, which, as you can see, we've got one right there, one there, one there, two more down here, and then the same ones on the other side. Now, before we took off the cross member, what I used to mark the holes is this little transfer punch. These things are awesome. I actually can't believe how long it took me to start using these things. For those of you that don't know what these things are, I've known about them for years. I don't know why I've never bought them, but they're little punches. They go from, what is this, 3/30 seconds all the way up to 17/30 seconds. And basically the way they work is you find whatever size hole you need, punch you need for the hole you have. So like this one's obviously a little bit big, but we know when it's on the truck. So when you have your part laid out exactly where you want it, you just stick your punch, you stick it in the hole that you want to drill, and you punch it. And that way you have a perfectly centered hole, and you have already a little punch mark, which is going to come in super handy for the tool that we're going to use to, I guess, drill these holes. I don't really think it's not a drill bit, is it? Anyways, so this is what we have. So we have the Rotocut hole cutters combo kit by Hogan. So, and that's the part number right there, 11087. So now what these are, they're essentially annular cutters, like what we use in our mag drills. But this is a kit meant to go on your actual drill as we have it set up right here. And again, it comes with everything that you'll need for these things. So you have your arbors, you even have a punch, and then we have bits from 5/16 all the way up to 1.5 inches. And again, the super cool thing about this kit is that you can use it on your regular drill, you can use it on your drill press. You don't need a mag drill for this. I've never used this thing, it's completely fresh. So we're gonna use it together, which again, I'm super excited to give this thing a try. A couple things to know about these things. You always want a center hole punch to use these things. Otherwise, they're gonna dance around a lot, and you're not gonna get your hole exactly where you wanted it. You definitely want to use a little bit of lube with this, which we're gonna do, cutting fluid. Like I said, I've never used one of these bits on a regular drill like this. I've always used it on a mag drill. So I'm really excited to try these out. Now, I know they're gonna be quality because for those of you that don't know what a mag drill is, it's one of the coolest things there is when it comes to drilling holes on metal. We have a couple of them. They are the Vivor version, which is probably one of the most budget-friendly versions that you can get. So this is also an annular cutter, as you can see, but this is attached to a mag drill. And a mag drill is kind of what it sounds like. It's a magnetic drill. It's got an electromagnet that once you turn it on, it'll stick to whatever metal you have. So like on a frame like this, say that we wanted to drill these holes with that mag drill, we would bring it over here, we would stick it to the frame. This wouldn't be a really good place, probably like right here. So we would stick it on there, it would stick on by itself, and then drill those holes out. Again, they are amazing. And Hogan, they are probably the top best company that you can get those drills from. If they didn't invent them, they were probably one of the first ones to do them. As a lot of you know, I used to be an iron worker, and I've literally drilled thousands of holes with the Hogan drill, and those things have never let me down. They are super solid, super reliable. Basically any company that I went to work that had a magnetic drill, it was a Hogan drill. And it's kind of like one of those things where the brand, it's known for the product, right? So a lot of the companies that I worked for, they didn't call them mag drills, they called them Hogan drills. So again, big company when it comes to that stuff. And I think it's pretty cool that they sent us out this kit to try out. So we're definitely gonna give it a shot. And again, you really want that centering punch, because otherwise this thing's not gonna be perfectly centered. So what I'm gonna do is get some cutting fluid and drill a hole and see how it goes. See if it's any better or any faster than a regular drill bit. You always really want to step up your drill size. Like, you don't want to start with the 1/2 inch drill bit. You might want to start with the 1/8 inch or something like that and step your way up all the way to the hole you want to drill. With these, you don't have to. You actually can't. You only drill the one hole the size that you're doing. So Again, we're doing a 9/16 hole, which is not that big. It's definitely going to help us kind of figure out how this thing runs. Also, this is the cutting fluid that I use. I think they sell their own. I've never tried that, but this stuff works really, really good. I used to always use the Tap Magic. This is what I always used to use, and as you can see, it's now just sitting there. Because this stuff is much better. I like that it's a little bit thicker, so it actually stays in place quite a bit better. I get this from my local welding shop. It's called Ultra SP, so if you guys want to give it a try. Again, I really like it. So I'm going to go ahead, like I said, drill that hole and see how it goes. Again, I'm super excited. I've never tried this this thing before, so hopefully it goes good. Whenever you're drilling holes in a frame, you want to make sure that there's nothing behind where you're drilling. On the passenger side is usually pretty safe. There's usually not anything. On the driver's side, it's always full of stuff. Okay, so I mean, it started cutting right away. Well, there we go. And I mean, that was definitely easy and pretty fast. I'll check how long it took me, but that did not take that long at all. And the funnest part about using one of these is how it shoots that slug. Now, I guess saying that, you want to make sure that you don't shoot the slug at anything you don't want to shoot it at, because it does come out pretty fast. I'll try and look for the little slug, because those things are pretty cool. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and drill the rest of the holes, and then I'll let you guys know what I think about this thing. Alrighty guys, so it's been a little bit of a crazy week. I want to show you some of the progress that we have on Bryce's truck, and then a new project that we're working on. But as you can see, we've got basically all the rear suspension already fully welded. The truck actually has to finish coming back apart to finish weld everything and then get everything powder coated. So that will be in the next video. Another thing that we're going to be showing you that's going to be in a future video is going to be this truck, which is a beautiful crew cab dually that we're axle swapping with my buddy Justin, that he might be able to tell you a little bit more about it. What is this thing?
Nothing overly special, just a 96 F350. Bought it with the low miles because I wanted a crew cab family wagon, and now it's gonna actually ride like a new truck instead of an old truck.
Now this thing is a conversion truck, right? Do you know the package or what it is?
I've never heard of the company until I pulled the seats off, and if anybody knows, let him know so he can tell me. But it was there's stitching in the headrest from a company called LA West, and I have yet to find an OBS that is done with that package.
They've done a few Super Duties, right? I think that's what I've seen.
I've seen
Super Duties.
The 99-04s, and they have a crazy graphic paint scheme, and it's interesting, but yeah.
This thing's actually, so it's, well, First of all, it's really low mileage. How many miles?
127.
Yeah, so 127 miles, 7.3 power stroke. But this has one of my favorite wood trimmed conversion trucks because, like my Centurion was wood trimmed, but it was very basic. We'll show you later, but this has a beautiful wood trimmed interior that I am very jealous that my truck didn't have. But we are going to be doing an axle swap on this thing, full axle swap, and it's actually going to be getting Tremor suspension on this thing. So it's going to get the Tremor coil springs, the shocks. So we're hoping to get about 2-inch lift. Is you've been
Hopefully.
researching, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. So hopefully a 2-inch lift with the shocks, and an amazing ride. So we'll be showing you that entire process in one of our future videos.